Hello, my pleasure and honor to have you again in this special edition of You and Your Health, a program that is designed to bring medical information, health information in your own language, not just for your own consumption, but also for your loved ones, your friends. We bury so many people in this side of the world. Unfortunately, majority of those deaths are preventable. And that's why in the recent time we have been on our series looking at the two key diseases that have actually caused many people joy to be cut short. Many left their family, their business untimely because of the issue of hypertension, diabetes, heart-related problems, kidney failure, and other. And you know what? Most of these diseases interchangeably help themselves to kill their victims. That one with diabetes can develop hypertension, one with hypertension can develop diabetes, obesity, and all those kind of stuff. They all together. And on that accord, we are looking into another critical aspect of life which has to do with heart-related diseases. As it refers to stroke we mentioned last time, and some of the things you need to know, particularly in a season like this. It is a political season. Everyone has already polarized into obedient and disobedient group. But whichever area or divide you are, it is most important for you to know that for you to remain obedient or disobedient, you need this body to be healthy. You need this body to move to 2023. Oh, by 2023, this will happen. Friend, some people have come to a point, even almost win the election. And at the end of the day, they die before getting to that scene on heart attack and other related issues that are preventable. That's why today is a day you need to know. You need to know certain things that should help you. Everything must not be, okay, I get to hospital. Some may not allow you to get there. And that's why I want to encourage you, as our custom is, call your friends and your loved ones, tell them to tune into this station right now as we make a move towards achieving our goal. Moving Nigerian life expectancy upward latest 2025. Please do that. I'll be right back.
You and Your Health with Dr. Richard Okoye.
My name is Mr. Taiwo Moses. I'm from Lagos. I had heart problem. My arteries, the three arteries were blocked. Since I had that, I could not breathe well. I cannot, a staircase, a floor staircase, if I climb a floor, I will be panting. They took me to the theater and the operation was a success. And here I am today. Even after the operation, I've gone downstairs through staircase now and I've come up. So you can see the big difference. All the pains in the chest are gone. So I don't have any, the pain I used to experience, everything are gone now. I thank God and I thank the Dr. Save a Life Foundation for their support and for the laudable work they are doing.
You and Your Health with Dr. Richard Okoye.
Welcome back. You are still on You and Your Health. I remain your friend, Dr. Richard Okoye, the president of Dr. Save a Life Foundation, a non-governmental organization with a clear vision of giving total health to the people of Africa through the power of knowledge. We came about this engagement simply because majority of the problems health-wise our people suffer, they suffer it simply because the knowledge of health has been resident with a certain group of people privileged to study medicine in school. And unfortunately, our fathers of medicine coded the medical terminologies with big grammar in a way that a common man can have access to it. And on the basis of that coding, most people will get to see a doctor. After seeing a doctor, ask them, what did the doctor say you have? So, do I know? He was just blowing big grammar. And that has made our people become victims of all manner of quackeries, become victims of all manner of manipulation, spiritual manipulation. They say what you have is a spiritual manipulation, it's a spiritual attack, and all kind of things. You know where they all came from? They all came from this medical information not available to our people in our own language. And that is the reason why we have this burden to decode that medical terminologies in a way you understand it. You are now moving around. Your leg is getting swollen. You move a little, you get easily tired. You see yourself, you cannot sleep. Yet you are believing that it's your enemy in the office. Enemy in your village. Some of your village people, you have not seen them, but you still believe they are responsible to what is happening to you. My friend, it's not your fault. It is the fault of our traditional narratives we acquired, even acquired into the church also, making it that somebody will now, on account of seeking for spiritual intervention or spiritual succor, we end up living in bondage, demon attack and all that. Can you get cool? Let's be able to discover what happened to this your heart. Why people do have a stroke, which I told you last time, that stroke is apparently not a disease, but an accident, cerebrovascular accident. That as a matter of fact, the stroke does not just occur. Even when stroke will happen, it gives a telltale signs. We were able to share it in the last episode. If you miss it, you can visit our social media handle, the Facebook, or also the YouTube, and have access to this information. It says you a lot. It says you the crisis of burial, the stress of telling doctor, oh doctor, where are you? Where are you? Can't you do something? There are things you can do, because you should be your first, you should be your own first doctor, even before any other person's assistance. And that could only happen through the knowledge of what you know. If you look at this heart, I've mentioned this thing over and over again. I said that this your heart is the most important aspect of you. You are going for your political ambition. You are supporting whoever you are supporting. This very season will actually record the highest political participation of Nigerians in this country. And that participation means all your strength, your energy, you have to move from one place to another, campaigning and all that. Friend, when you are doing that, the only support to achieve that is that this your health is healthy. This your heart, if it is still working, because I will show you some of them, they're almost packing up. If this your heart is working, this heart beats every day 100,000 times in a day. This has to be up and up and up for you to be able to dream more, for you to be able to pursue money, for you to be able to do anything. That's why if you lose money, you lose something. But when you lose your health, friend, it's over. Go and ask those people that used to be quite active and suddenly they have stroke. Ask them about their vision. Ask them about their dreams. Ask them about their pain. Why most of them end up dying because of depression, of having been able to dream big, but there's nobody. Otherwise, it will just be him struggling. Come on, that will not be a person. If you know the pain or somebody who is dreaming big but gets shortened by reason of stroke or heart-related diseases, you see the man that used to work very active. He can climb staircase, he can run. If you run a little, you see the man as if life is going away. Yes, life is going away when this is compromised by reason of neglect of knowing what to do and doing those things at the right time. Now, if you look at this heart, this particular heart has a particular segment of it which you feel that your heart is beating boom, 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 all right? That boom, boom is what is called rhythm, all right? And it occurs in this very pattern, which most times, when you get to hospital, you see a paramonitor before a patient, and the heart will be drawing this very line and just drawing it and going. This thing you see has a pattern that should be called normal. There's a pattern that should be seen in a human being. If a doctor can tell you will be dead, and it's not like as if he's cursing you, but he knows that your days may be numbered. And you look at this now, you can see the consistency of this reading, all right? This is sinus reading, this is normal. Any person with this very pattern at least could be said to be sound heart-wise, all right? Now, you can see another one whereby the heart is beating, but it is slow. And they call it bradycardia. That's the rate of which, when the heart rate that's supposed to be between 60 and 100 suddenly begin to go below that particular 60, you call it bradycardia. And at that point, you find out that the man is dead. But the engine know they sound well. The engine be as if, if you have actually driven a car, some of the cars that are, not just if you are privileged start riding a very brand new car. If you ride those ones that you need to throttle before you start, they cost you before you start. That time, if you drive those type, you will know that will be a time where such things say that the engine is very low. They need to tune the engine. And to tune the engine, some of them those days, if you have carburetor, for you to be able to come up. There's one car I had those days. It couldn't move. And somebody advised me that I have to open the carburetor and put fuel or kai. Lo and behold, this car that was not doing well, as I just released kai only, the thing boom, boom, started going. I fear. Because if this car can take hot drink in order to wake up and to carry me, where will it take me to? I was folding my hands. So for such event that you have what is called bradycardia. I'm not saying that you should go and use kai to tune up your heartbeat if your heartbeat is. I know so some of us can be very funny. He said, doctor say that in car, my kai wake up, make I just wake my own up. No, it's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying here is that when this heartbeat is low, you call it bradycardia. There's also another situation whereby the heart will be racing above 100 now, beats per minute. At that one, you can see the way it's just moving fast. That very person, something must be pursuing that heart that is beating, ping, 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 ping. There's something pursuing it that must be pursued. Otherwise, it will pursue that very person to the grave. And that is what is called tachycardia. The tachycardia is that when the heartbeat goes above 100, something is responsible. And we're going to look at some of them and also know what are the things you can do not to get to a point where you start having heart-related diseases. Now, you can see another scenario here, the same, whereby the heartbeat may begin to change on what is called atrial fibrillation. This particular case is the type that some people may have this while asleep and they can die in the sleep before waking up. They can die in the sleep. And that's why sometimes it happens. Of course, you have heard a number of people who slept, never wake up. This kind of a thing that disease, when the heart begin to misbehave this way, where the electrical activity is sparking inside, abnormally sparking, there's tendency of this person to sleep and not to wake up. It can also go further to the one you call ventricular fibrillation, where that one you are talking about cardiac arrest. And if nothing is done at that point, the man's heart will draw a line like this, and he begins to say that that man has died. The heart is no longer working. What am I trying to say in effect? that your heart is so critical, even as you are now, the state of your heart you don't know, but you are preparing you are preparing for occasions, you are preparing for your campaign, you are preparing for this. My friend, can't you be in position to help yourself and help your family? Don't forget, your family needs you more than that political office. No. If anything happens to you, somebody else will take that position. Even go to church and thank God. I want to come to Thanksgiving. What are they thanking God for at that point? They are thanking God that the person who ought to be there is no more. Wisdom is profitable to give direction. Should I be like this and know the state whether any of these things I mentioned is there? No. You have to be in position to do something. Stay tuned. When I come back, I will tell you what you need to do and why you see some people, their legs will be swollen, they do small time, they are tired, something is going wrong, and you got to know, not just for you, you can save your loved one and reduce unnecessary expenditure both in the hospital, in the spiritual places, and also for burial. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
My name is Dr. Damian Chiagromo Parocha. I am a surgeon, a consultant surgeon that works in Federal Medical Center over Imo State. I want to thank God especially because I had a heart attack, and this happened in my house around 5 a.m. I actually had sudden heaviness of the heart, chest pain, and began to lose breath. I couldn't breathe again, and suddenly I collapsed. I want to especially use this opportunity to thank my wife for acting promptly to save my life. Again, I want to thank the medical director of Federal Medical Center, Dr. Kingsley Achibu. He actually arranged for my being taken to Port Harcourt. The major treatment happened in Port Harcourt in Save a Life Mission Hospital. Before I reached there, Dr. Richard Okoye got to know about it, connected the interventional cardiologist, and everything was waiting before my arrival. So as we arrived there, I was taken straight to the cath lab. The cath lab is where the cardiac angiography was done. And from there, they also did a cardiac intervention by passing a stent, and that's why I'm alive today. Myself that is talking today, if God had not saved me, maybe the whole family would have been in shambles. For I have 5 children and a wife I would have left behind. My wife is a civil servant, and I have 5 children. 2 of them are graduates, and 3 of them are still in the university. In fact, 2 are studying abroad. If I had left them behind, it would have been a disaster. So God has a reason for keeping me so that people can live to be able to fulfill their destinies.
You and Your Health with Dr. Richard Okoye.
Welcome back. We are still on You and Your Health. I remain your friend, Dr. Richard Okoye, the president of Dr. Save a Life Foundation, and we are on a course. And that very mission is increasing Nigerian life expectancy confidently to 70 years by the year 2025. Not exaggerated. Details of that I will let you know as we roll out our technology-aided devices, which will be in position to help some of our people in rural communities where there is no internet, where there is no healthcare. Together we can achieve a great thing. Just be optimistic, it's going to happen. Today we are continuing this series. We started and say, hey, there are things that people have suffered. People will labor in their lives. After laboring, at the point of relaxing to eat the fruit of their labor, you talk about diabetes, you got hypertension, heart diseases, you talk about kidney failure, you talk about stroke, making the people to live miserable when they ought to be able to be appreciated. And most of those things are preventable. And that's why we are pushing this very course. And today edition, we are looking at the state of the heart. And as earlier mentioned, having seen this very thing, and you can't know if you are. That's why you see a young man was playing football recently, collapsed. His friend tried the most they could do, doing all that. The guy died and just go like that. So it's not usually age related. Though when you start aging, it becomes more imperative for you to be able to look at those things more closely. All right. So now, most important thing is that you need to, at least, if not for any other thing, have your ECG done regarding your heart to be able to establish where you belong in this. Very, very key. It pains me that most people will say they even travel abroad and go check. Sometimes, some of them will send those reports for review. Maybe most after they've even visited the place. Only for you to see that this very person may be in a state of heart attack. And maybe he didn't have much time to spend over there. He rushed back without knowing what is happening to him. No. You need to know. That's why even when you have done your ECG, listen to me please, and you don't clearly understand, or you want to have a second opinion, you are having a heart-related problem, you can't explain very well. Look at this very email. Save Heart. Use it, please. Send in your queries inside there. We have a lot of cardiologists across the globe and volunteers that should be able to interpret it and give you the right answer. Together we can do a lot, saving one person. You know, when people look at, life, they look at life from a perspective that, oh, this guy is a poor man. Oh, don't think like that. That poor man that you are living with, that poor man that is around you and is suffering one thing or the other you are neglecting, that poor man is very important to you, important to the society. You know why? That poor man, irrespective of who you may have 4 children. Those 4 children are being managed by his counsel, not to be this and not to be that. If that man released that very family untimely, you may be so shocked that you will be left in the society, bandits, unknown gunmen, and all manner of things that will bounce back to become a terror to you as an individual. So that's why when you get here, don't ignore anybody, share the knowledge, encourage people to go to hospital, encourage people, support if you can. Support, I tell you. If you can, you are not saving that person, you're also saving the entire society. 85% of the youths that are in American prisons today happen to be product of single parents. Their father never there. It's very important that we put a value to this. All right. So if you have any health-related question concerned to you, use this particular email. We can be of help to you, to your family, to your loved one, to our society in general, and to us also. Somebody once asked me, why do you have to go and spend as much as 900 million in establishing a heart-related center, the cath lab and the rest? And I told the person, you may be looking at it from the perspective of, oh, you are just making it for the public. What if I be the one in need of such? Not being available in the country, not being available in a number of places. How will these ones that we saw now, how will they be saved? So you are not just doing good thing you think you are doing only for the people, you also doing it. What if you be the one in the midst of it? When such is in your heart, you discover that doing a good thing for the society will be quite easy because you're also indirectly doing it for yourself. So it's important that we be in position to give attention to our health. Now I give you what could be described as predisposing factors to the issue of heart-related problem. Now, when I use the word predisposition, you are not talking about the cause of the problem. You are talking about what could trigger this very problem. All right? Just like a man who is drunk, then on the course of crossing the road carelessly, he was knocked down by a truck and the man died. When you are presenting what killed the man, you will say that the cause of the death of the man is road traffic accident. However, What predisposed the man to the road traffic accident is the alcohol. Do you understand? So now we look at the predisposing factor to the issue that has to do with the heart. And what are they? Number one is that it has been found that issue of hypertension. My friend, if you are hypertensive, diabetic, you are fat, or you have hyperlipidemia, please, it's important that you give it attention. Poor exercise actually has been found to contribute to heart-related problem, but in first you must confirm that heart is good before you go into rigorous exercise, because we have also found some people in the course of doing exercise also slump and die. So check your heart first before you start engaging in order. Also, if you have a family history whereby your father or relative from mom or from dad tend to have this heart problem, you also should be able to look at those things that may predispose to them and start tackling them as early as possible. Now, for those that smoke, I encourage you innocently, smoke no more. All right? Smoke no more. Smoke no more. This is not preaching, it's killing you. You know, in UK, it's actually made it in such a manner that you can see this very cigarette pack. You can see this very cigarette pack. That cigarette smoking can kill you. Cigarette smoking can kill you. It's basically, and somebody say, I'm just taking it. Why must you kill yourself? You have loved ones. You have your children. You have people that you don't have just your life to live. There are people that depend on you to be able to go to where they're going. That's how God created each and every one of us. So it's important that you eat healthy. And by so doing, be able to be happy, be cheerful. The more you have so much bitterness in your heart, even your heart will be bitter. Everything around you will be going down. Be cheerful. Be happy with those that are doing well. He said, rejoice with them that are rejoicing. It is important when you see your loved ones also doing well, your friend doing well, share them all. Be happy. By so doing, you find that their body and your health system will also be growing well. But when you grow on bitterness, every system also go down. In the summary of it, the book of Proverbs 17:22 means something very interesting. It says, a merry heart doeth good like medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bone. My friend, be cheerful. Rejoice with them that are rejoicing. If you do so, this your heart will be sound, very cheerful always. Share the knowledge you got today. Together we can build a healthy nation. See you again.